Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Um, I don't really know how to start this video. There's so many things that are happening at once for me that I honestly can only just make dua and carry on. Um, but I've been kind of reluctant to ask for help because it is not that I'm prideful or I feel like I am like way better than anybody else to ask for such help, but rather because I always felt like when I ask people for something, even though it could be something that may be like honestly random or something like that, um, I feel like I'm a burden in a way, like I'm bothering them. Perhaps maybe it's all just in my mind, but I can't help but feel that way. And now I realize that I do feel this certain way, but I still to this day cannot understand why. The thing is, I am working so hard to find a job, and nothing has worked. And it is not necessarily that I don't have any faith in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He will help me find a job. It's more of a right now I have zero money. Like I feel like a little like shy to admit this, but I think I only have like $9. Yeah, and like I'm like this, but in reality I'm suffering because right now I'm staying at my aunt's house, and if I don't find a way to make money, I go back to my country. And it's not that I don't want to go back to my country. If I go back to my country, it means I have to leave Islam. And the reason why is because my parents are not, they are not, what's the word? They are not okay with me being Muslim. So, and as well as my country, it's not a Muslim country at all. So it will bring so much hardship onto my mother because she gets really sick. And so it's a very tough situation because I want to be there for my mom, but Allah, I want to follow my religion, and it's very hard because right now the only support that I have is my aunt. Like, when you start thinking about that stuff, you're like, wow, nobody else supports you. Zero. Like, yeah, you can talk to them and they're pretty chill with you, but to its core, no one really accepts me. That's quite tough because they're family and everything. Still love them, not mad at them. What am I gonna do? Alhamdulillah, right? But due to the fact that I am struggling so hard to find a job, and I tell you, I've been making dua. It's like I'm justifying myself, but like I just want to like let you know that I actually have been trying, and that's something I always kind of find a little bit like very interesting as well because I have tried so hard. I really have, and every time I go to places, they're like, oh, the manager's not here. They're like, oh no, this and that, and then they tell me other this, and then come another day, and then that day something happens. It's very strange how many, like, I wouldn't necessarily call them like coincidence, is that the word? Because it has happened so many times. I'm like I start noticing a pattern, and then I'm like, am I blocking my own blessings, or does Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have a bigger plan for me? I don't know. Like, I want to work, but I really don't know. I mean, today I already went twice to this place, and they told me the manager was not there. like I mean, I did all the paperwork. I've done many paperworks, as a matter of fact. Now, I have done a lot of resumes. Is that what you call it? You know, application. I have applied to so many jobs, and zero. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have applied to 7 jobs. 7 jobs already in a course of, I believe, 2 months. 2 months, because there was a time period that I got extremely sick due to me traveling from a state to another, from the cold to the hot, and then to the to. I basically, so here's the thing. Let me tell you something. I was in Texas. I'm just gonna tell you. I'm gonna be honest with you. I was in Texas. My mother came from my country to Maryland. The weather was extremely cold, so I went from a hot temperature, like dry temperature, to a very cold temperature. Horrible temperature. I'm so sorry, astaghfirullah, but it's extremely cold. And then I went back to Texas because I was how do I say this so I don't sound mean? I was kicked out. No, that sounds mean, but I wasn't accepted anymore to my brother's house. So that's that. So I had to pack, and then it was, and I was not accepted all the way in Maryland either. So so I wasn't accepted in 2 houses, 3 to be fair, and so I, as a last option, I I was like, Florida. Florida is where I have to go because I don't want to go back to my country. I don't know what I would do. I know I'm strong enough to stand my ground and tell everybody I'm Muslim and show that I'm Muslim, wear the hijab, pray 5 times a day, alhamdulillah. But the thing is, my parents, it would cause such hardship. And another thing, it's not a Muslim country at all. And my father, love him, owns a pig farm. And so for a long time I was suffering with extreme OCD and waswasa, and so that created such a hardship for me. And I am getting better, I really am, but I really am getting better, but there's still some things that I'm really working hard on it, but it's very hard for me to just wake up and then I'm like, I'm cured, this is a thing. Because I think before I was Muslim, no, I don't think, I know, before I was Muslim, I was very meticulous, if that's the word, about certain things, right? And these things, because I used to kind of be more alone, my parents were out of the country, I would spend more time with myself. No one really noticed these patterns because, well, I was always with myself. I knew my routine, and when somebody were to do something, you see, my routine would be messed up. But yeah, with the OCD and the waswasa, it got worse. I will admit that. So that created a little tension between me and my family, but and it was harder for me as well because I really couldn't explain, because if I explained, they would blame Islam, and it was not Islam, it was shaitan. But if you tell them that, so they were communicate with us, and then they would really truly not understand though, and they would tell me to leave Islam, and it would create so much hardship upon everybody really, and I was just trying to avoid problems because I already had enough. I didn't want more. So with the OCD and the waswasa creating so many problems, and my parents not accepting of me becoming Muslim, and me being not accepted to some homes, I'm adjusting my sock, by the way, and I'm just, so basically I had no other option but to come to my aunt's house, and she's a Catholic. I don't have no beef with them. They're very kind people, truly kind people, and I'm so thankful. And that's why, for me right now, having no money, it's been very hard because I don't want to be a burden to the people, that have received me on their home. That's enough. Like, I'm super grateful for that. I have a place to sleep, alhamdulillah, a place that I could pray, make wudu, eat, take a shower. Alhamdulillah, I'm the most thankful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for He has provided. So therefore, that's why I don't want to be a burden and ask for more. Like, and due to the fact that I've been running out of money, and my parents gave me money, but what happened was, it wasn't it wasn't that it wasn't enough, but they had this money, like, for me, waiting for me, right? And when we were coming, because my dad drove from Texas to Florida, they forgot that. They forgot the money in Texas. So by the time they got there, they were like, oh, the money's here. And so my dad just gave me what he had on his wallet, which wasn't enough. But, so we were hoping, we were like, no, I was like, no, alhamdulillah, I'm going to get a job soon. It's been 3 months. 3 months. Because the first month I had to adjust myself to the living in here. It's very different, alright? I had to plan what's the word? First I took care of the spiritual aspect of my life, right? Where am I to pray? How am I gonna do things? How am I going to adjust myself? The times I had to wear hijab, which is every day, to wear hijab every day. I'm basically, what I'm saying essentially is, I am essentially alone. I mean, I have Allah, alhamdulillah, but someone that I can speak about my problems Islamically, or about Islam, or about Allah, no, I have nobody. And I haven't gone to the mosque yet because I don't drive, and I can't get even Uber because I'm broke. And but I've been looking at the bus things, so I might get a little hold of that, inshallah. But so therefore, I know I've spoken a lot, but my main point is, I really need help, and even if it's like $1, or even if it's a dua, alhamdulillah, that's enough, because we're asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But please help me if you can, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward you with abundance, with health, protect you wherever you are, and always answer your du'as, and just grant you the highest of Jannah. And surely I will never forget the kindness. Surely I will never forget. I'm so sorry for talking a lot. I hope this video reaches a lot of people, so they hear my story and my sadness. And inshallah, everything will be fine. Thank you. I really appreciate if you have listened all the way through the video.